Yo, so what is going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you what heroes to use in Rush Royale and what heroes to kind of avoid. I'm going to be breaking this video down into like 3 separate sections: early game, mid game, and late game. And then I'm going to be telling you which heroes to completely avoid and what heroes are completely useless. No matter what deck you use or no matter what part of the game you're kind of in, the card is not worth the grind or whatever. So let's get into it. Alright, so we're going to be breaking down the early stages of the game. This is when you just started the game to when you're starting to get your deck together, but you're still kind of losing. Heroes are super important, just as like gear and certain units that you use in your deck. Heroes can also help you win the game or lose the game. So we're going to be kind of going over like what heroes you're going to get early on and what to start upgrading, so it'll set you up for the mid to late game. First off, I'm going to put a hero on there to completely avoid. And no matter what stage of the game you're in, Bestie. She is god awful. She's god awful. If you like using her, I'm so sorry. But she's terrible. Elementalist is kind of the same. It's nice to like get the whole board wiped and stunned, but not one of the better heroes. I think early on in the game, you want either the trainer, which is now the captain, and then Trickster to help you get more mana, help you get more units, upgrade your units, everything like that. I think those are 2 units that early on in the first couple arenas of the game you should focus on using. Alright, so let's get into the mid-game heroes. What heroes are you going to really want to start ramping up, focusing your decks around, and building for the late game? Jay is going to be one of those heroes that are really good for speed, but since the nerf, she's just not as good. Mari's also one of those units. Some people really love Mari. I've really never found like a love for Mari. Gadget is really beneficial if you have like a whole board set up, like Genie. Some people like using her for Light Inquisitor. Blade Dancer is also really good for Gadget because it buffs the entire board. Speed, damage. Gadget's pretty good. Mermaid's huge if you get Mermaid level 5 for all the monk players. I even use Mermaid for some of my Genie decks just to get rid of the cleanse and everything like that. Mermaid's one of those great like S tier heroes. And then Snowflake I've been using a little bit more. She's really good. You just need to add a lot of levels to her, so I'd say she's more of like an end game unit. So I'd really say Jay, Gadget, and Mermaid to start focusing on for the mid game. Okay, so we're gonna get into the end game portion of the video. This is when you're really going to start wanting to ramp up 1 to 2 specific heroes, getting them to level 15, perhaps maxing them out. Heroes are something that I've kind of lacked on personally. I'm changing that. I'm starting to work on my heroes a little bit more. But let me get you into the heroes to completely avoid and not invest in at all. Flicker, I think, is one of those heroes that you're dumping so much time and effort into it doing the Dragon Pass that Flicker is just not worth it to me, in my opinion. For the decks that I use, I don't think Flicker's worth it. Jake Paul doesn't even exist. You know, he's not even, that hero's not even there. Zeus is going to be one of those heroes that if you don't think it's worth it, it's probably not. Zeus is great. Zeus kind of does everything that Jay already does. Unless you get Zeus to level 15, it's not worth it. I'm slowly working on Zeus now. I'm starting to focus more on Mermaid and Snowflake. I think those are 2 of the best heroes in the game, in my opinion. Obviously, people can use Necromancer, they can use Mari. Everybody has like such a different opinion because they use different decks and they have different playstyles. But what I think is the best, personally, Snowflake, Mermaid, and I'd probably say Zeus. I think those are like the top 3. If you check any of the leaderboards and you see the players that are using certain heroes, you're probably going to see those 3 the most. Once in a while you'll see a Mari user. Gadget's very rare as well, but I think it all just depends on what deck. Oh, and Necromancer is really popular for the toxic players, but we don't talk about them. They don't exist, you know, right now. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comments. I read every single one and I respond to every single one, even if it's a negative. So drop a like in the video. Thank you for 50 subscribers. I appreciate it. And shout out to Rush Royale for putting my video in the game. I thought that was really nice of them and pretty cool. It's right here. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm out.